Can you please confirm me? Am I audible or not? Can you listen me properly or not?
Yes.
Okay, before starting the class, do you have any kind of reaction? If you have any kind of reaction, you can ask your doubt. Any confusion, any reaction?
No, sir.
We are discussing about,
Yeah, yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
We are discussing this Spring Boot. Maybe it's our fourth class of
For
Spring Boot,
providing.
okay? Or whatever. So any question what we discussed up to now, if you have, you can ask at this moment, right? And let me use instead of
Yeah.
Notepad, I think it will be better if I use like Google Docs, okay? Whatever. So actually, what we discussed up to now, okay? What we discussed up to now, okay? For example, what is Spring Boot, right? Actually, what is Spring Boot? Yes or no? The actual definition of Spring Boot, right? What is Spring Boot? One of two was what is Spring Boot? What should be your answer? Simply put, it's a framework, right? That follows which convention? That follows a one principle. What is the principle name? Convention over configuration, right? Yes or no, boss?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, convention over configuration. The simple meaning, convention over configuration. It's why if you follow my configuration, okay, then okay, if you follow my convention, then there is no need of auto configuration or there is no need of manual configuration. If you don't follow my convention, then go for manual configuration. Let this one means so Spring Boot is a framework that follows, okay, that follows the principle convention about configuration, okay, and it is built on top of what? On top of Spring framework, right? Yes or no? It's a Spring framework.
Yeah.
And okay, the Spring framework that build, okay, it is built on the top of Spring framework, right? This is our Spring, this is our Spring to make this Spring Boot makes Spring framework easy, right? Or the use of Spring framework easy, right? Yes or no? How it makes
Yeah,
easy
yes, sir.
by providing auto configuration, right? By providing auto configuration. Okay. By providing starter dependency, by providing embedded server, okay, embedded server like Tomkins, GT, by supporting, okay, embedded database, right, embedded database, for example, your H2, consider, okay, but this is mainly for testing purpose, okay, by providing production ready features, yes or no? So we discuss after now, okay,
Yeah.
we discuss this kind of concept, okay. So also we covered support. Okay, do you think Spring Boot support XML configuration? Obviously, Spring Boot support XML configuration, right? How we can create Spring Boot application, right? Or the Spring Boot project. What is the tool? What is the online tool? This is the Spring Initializer, right? Or if we use our ID, this is called Spring Starter project. But this is mainly one UI, right? One UI, Spring Starter project. Okay, that tools. Okay, now the IDE provide one user interface, okay, one front end to create the Spring Boot project. But as a backend, it use the Spring Initializer, okay. Also, we can use Spring Boot command line. Okay, we discuss. I think no question about this, right? Okay, now boss? Yes or
Yeah.
no?
Yes.
Okay. So mainly we
Yes.
discuss, okay, in detail what does mean by starter dependency, right? What is the naming convention of starter dependency? There are multiple starter dependency. Okay. If we include any starter dependency, what is the naming convention of a starter dependency? Simply the name is Spring Boot starter, then the feature name, right? Then the feature name like
Vision.
AS, Actuator, Security, Validation, Cache, Mail, MongoDB, JDBC, DataGP. Yes or no? Okay. So what is actually starter? Starter means what? The bundle or collection of pre-configured dependencies, right? Yes or no? Okay, boss?
Yeah,
So
sir.
Yeah.
in
Yes. Yes.
older version, okay, like 3.x, for every starter we get one testing starter also, right? One testing starter. And why we are getting testing starter, you already know. But from Spring Boot 4.x version onwards, okay, we get the separate testing starter for duplication. Like this one. Okay, so another question like, okay, what does mean by Spring Boot? Okay, Spring Boot starter parent. Okay, don't think this is the starter dependency by just looking the naming convention. If you see at the name, okay, if you look at the name, you will feel this is the starter dependency, but this is not the starter dependency, right? Though it's look like starter dependency, but it is not starter dependency. What is it? What is it? Why are you silent? What is it? What is it, boss? It is the parent compile, right? Yes or no? It is
Yeah,
the parent compile, right?
yes,
So it is the parent compile. Okay. So this parent compile, okay, make our project compile, right? Whenever we are getting any Spring Boot project, we get one compile. Okay. This parent compile make our compile very simple, right? Then we no need to do too much work, okay, too much XML configuration. And in the parent compile, there is also another parent, right? This is actually called mom. What about and another thing? What is effective compile, right? What is effective compile? Okay. So what is the combination of effective compile, right? This is the project from parent from profiles and settings. I think no need to explain anymore, right? Also, there are
yes.
some third parties that are we can use in the Spring Boot. Okay, like MyWitness, Swagger, like for documentation purpose. Read this one. So mainly we are discussing it. Okay, and maybe in the previous class mainly we discuss about XML based configuration actually. Okay, leave this one. What we discussed, leave this one. I think no need to explain once more time. But one question, right? For example, right? In our plain Spring, if we get the dependency, only we get the dependent jar file. To add the relevant jar file, for example, you can see to add the, okay, if there is a external noise, you can mute yourself. Okay. For example, to add the relevant jar file, we need to add manually, right? But in Spring Boot, okay, if we add any starter dependency, we get dependent jar file, also relevant jar file or supporting jar file. Yes or no? This is not called auto configuration, right? This is not called auto configuration. This is totally dependency management. And maybe we discuss how to access or how to connect. Okay, how to access how to access what was XML file, right? Whatever, any confusion or question what we discuss. Okay, in the previous session, in the previous class, what we discussed, if you have any kind of question, you can ask this. Any question was?
No, sir.
Okay, also maybe some concept like what is infrastructure, okay. Just a moment, we may discuss here, okay. So mainly configuration doesn't mean auto configuration, right? Configuration doesn't mean configuration. There are various kinds of configuration like build configuration, right? It is totally take care by Maven, okay. Spring Boot take care about what was infrastructure configuration, right? Infrastructure configuration. Developer take care business logic configuration. Okay. I think no need to explain. I think. Okay. Any question or any confusion? I hope there is no question, right? Right. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Developer using Spring Boot. Spring Boot on top of Spring Framework. Okay. Already we discussed. Like this is the developer. Okay. This is the developer. Developer creating the standalone application or a web application or enterprise application using what? Spring Boot. Spring Boot internally uses Spring Framework, right? Spring Framework internally uses like Hibernate. Hibernate internally uses like your JDBC. Okay? Then like talk to the database. Okay, I think you know all my concepts. Now let me discuss something. Okay, so what is auto configuration? Any network issue from my side?
No, sir. No. No, sir.
Okay, let me continue. Okay. What does mean by actually really auto configuration? Right. Any idea about what does mean by auto configuration? Okay. Okay, leave this one. Okay, am I audible, Binoy, to you right now? Okay, boss, let me continue. For example, what is auto configuration? Really, I am discussing actually about auto configuration, but actually I think it will be better, for example, instead of discussing, separately auto configuration, I think let me discuss some concept that will cover, that will make us understand, that will make you understand, what is auto configuration, what is like data source, how to connect with database, how to connect with multiple database, and so many other things. That this concept will make you understand, really will understand to understand you, to make you understand what like Spring Data JPA. So I think let me discuss like this way, I mean, I wanna teach you, more things, more concept in less time, right? So right now, let me stop discussing what is auto configuration. Obviously, you will understand automatically, but no issues. Let me write some point like auto configuration. Okay, on the direction. Okay. Action. Do you have any idea what is auto configuration? Any idea? Any idea about auto configuration? Just any basic idea. What do you think about auto configuration? You know what? Why are you silent? Can you listen me properly? Okay. But right now, actually, I'm not really explaining what is auto configuration. I'm not really explaining what is auto configuration. Just giving one or two lines. Okay. For example, consider you know what does mean by infrastructure, right? What does mean by infrastructure? Yes or no, boss? What does mean by infrastructure? What is infrastructure? Infrastructure is the environment, right? That requires at runtime. Yes or no? For example, consider your oil infrastructure, electricity infrastructure. Yes or no?
Mhm.
Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Simply one line, for example, configuration is configuration is what you can say like this here, like automatically create the infrastructure. Okay, uh, set up the infrastructure. Infra stuff. Okay, boss. What does mean by auto configuration? Auto configuration means automatically set up or automatically create the infrastructure, right? Okay, based on the dependencies. Dependencies. Depend. Maybe you didn't understand, right? Anything, right? Have you got any basic? Have you got anything? I think. So what is auto configuration, boss? Automatically set up the infrastructure, right?
Yeah.
Sir, I didn't understand.
Wait on the
What
dependencies.
does it mean? I didn't understand anything. Okay, no issues. I'm giving one more technical term. For example, your auto configuration, right? Means we can write like this, for example, like it is conditional configuration. What is auto configuration? Conditional, right?
Condition.
Have you
Conditional
got anything?
configuration.
Conditional configuration? I think you didn't get anything. Okay, but leave this one. Just I'm giving some basic idea. I repeat again, this is not my target to explain right now auto configuration, but just giving some basic idea. For example, consider our previous project, like for example, May 24. Okay, maybe we removed one dependency, so we are getting one error, right? Consider this is the main class, right? This is the main class. Okay, yes or no? So one annotation now, Spring Boot application. Can you observe Spring Boot? Spring Boot
Yeah.
application.
Yes.
Spring Boot application. So do
Yes.
you know how many? Okay, yeah, the Spring Boot application means what? Combination of three annotation, right? This is the one
Yes.
annotation,
Yes.
but combination of three annotation. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Can you remember? For example, whenever I discuss what is
Yeah. Yeah. Configuration, enable auto configuration,
okay, please understand.
component scan.
I'm repeating for the last time. For example, Spring Boot is a framework, right? Inside the Spring Boot, there are multiple starter dependencies, right? What is the base starter? What is the base starter? What is the name of the
Starter.
starter? Spring Boot? Please tell me.
Spring Boot starter.
Exactly, Spring Boot starter. Inside this base starter, if we add this base starter, we get multiple dependencies, right? Multiple jar file. Okay, on multiple module. Yes or no? Actually, multiple modules. Fine.
Yeah.
Multiple module or multiple jar file or multiple library, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Among
Yes.
one module or one jar file or one library is Spring Boot. Better to use lowercase letter. Spring Boot dot jar. Yes or no? Some version.
Yeah.
So okay, so Spring Boot is a framework. Okay, you think in large scale, but if you consider in lower level, you can say Spring Boot is a module. Can I say Spring Boot is a module? Okay, this is the actually core module. Inside this module, there is a class, right? There is a class. What is the class name? Spring application, right? Yes or no? Can you remember? Spring application.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is a class Spring application. Inside this class, there is a method. What is the method name?
Run method.
Right? Which is a statement.
Run. Yeah.
So Spring Boot framework, inside this Spring Boot framework, there is a module, Spring Boot. Inside the Spring Boot module, there is a class Spring application. Inside the application, there is a static method run. Okay, this from the run method, our Spring Boot application started, right? Yes or no? Should I repeat again?
Uh-huh.
I repeat it. Okay.
No.
Once more time also for today. Leave this one. Okay. So leave this one. So okay. So we have Spring Boot, right? Spring Boot. Please take it. Spring Boot application is the combination of query and notation, right? Combination of query and notation. I already discussed in the past class, right? Can you please tell me what is the name? What is the name of the annotation and component scale? Okay. Configuration or Spring Boot configuration. Yes or no? Should I repeat again?
Yes.
Should I repeat again?
No, sir.
No.
There are
No,
three.
sir.
I mean combination of
Yes.
what?
Combination of three annotation.
Component scan plus Spring Boot configuration, right? Or simply configuration.
Yeah.
Spring Boot
Yeah.
configuration.
Configuration and
Configuration, okay?
configuration. And
Yes or no? Last what?
yes. Sir.
Last
Enable configuration.
enable auto configuration, right? Yes or no?
Yeah. That's the document.
Are you observing enable auto configuration or yeah? This one, right? Enable auto configuration. Should I repeat anything from here?
No, sir.
I think no need to explain. This, why it is not working? Okay, leave this one. But I hope you got this one, right? Right in multiple line, right? Any confusion to understand, boss? Can you please confirm me? Can you please confirm me?
No, no.
What is the purpose? You already know, na, from the Spring code. What is the purpose of component scan, right? What is the purpose of
Yeah. Scanning the base packages.
obviously for scanning the base packages? What is the purpose of configuration, right? Array, we are telling this class itself the configuration class, right? This class itself the configuration class. Yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We seen this.
Okay, now understand. Try to understand, right? Up to now, any confusion? Personal, any confusion up to now? Okay, up to now, any confusion? On any confusion?
No, sir.
Okay, Now understand. Just technically, what is auto configuration? Okay, technically, what is auto configuration? Actually, this enable auto configuration, right? This enable auto configuration annotation load multiple classes. Have you got my point? This enable auto configuration classes, sorry, annotation load multiple configuration classes. Inside the configuration classes, okay, inside the configuration classes, let me repeat again. At the rate enable auto configuration load multiple classes. Inside that classes,
Mm.
it is written array which class should be loaded, which object should be created based on that condition. Maybe you didn't get me, right? You got my point? Anything?
Mhm.
Yeah, yes.
I, you don't get, then there is no problem also, right? Even there is no problem, there is no issues. Okay. Repeat again. Keep this one. Okay. But just keep in mind, enable auto configuration. This annotation for mainly, okay, for auto configuration parts. But we will discuss, right? I'm not, whenever I will say I already done with this concept, then if you have any kind of question, okay, no issues. Your question will explain. But right now, please skip the auto configuration concept, right? Even if I explain, if I take multi, okay, few hours, it's like quite difficult to make you realize, right? To make you realize, to make you feel. Maybe you will understand, but you cannot feel. But right now, please ignore this concept, okay? Auto configuration concept. Up to now, any confusion, any question? Let me move to the new concept. Any confusion up to now? Please boost on platform.
No, sir.
Ignore
Auto
about auto configuration. I didn't explain auto configuration. But just mainly up now we discuss actually what is this Spring Boot, right? Yes or no? And what is the power of the Spring Boot, right?
Mhm.
Okay, if you can understand
Yeah.
what is Spring Boot, how to create the project, or to create one more project, for example, file, new, then we are
Spring Starter project. File name.
Sorry, are you asking any question?
No.
In this one. So file new Spring Starter project only, right?
Yeah.
Spring Starter project. Simply click. Okay, automatic internally it is using start.spring.io.
No.
Okay, first of all, just keep your patient. Okay, just wait. Don't worry about this one. First of all, what is the purpose of AutoWire generation?
We inject the dependencies.
Oh,
Automatically.
inject. Yeah.
And what does mean by AutoWire? We are telling. Okay, this generation needs, okay, internally what will happen? For example, private. Consider one class, for example, data source. Okay, data source or any class, any predefined class, whatever
Mhm.
class. A Spring container, please check your bucket. Please check the container. Okay. If you find this data source object, then please inject. Okay, please inject. I
Yeah.
will find out DS will
Yeah.
point
Yes.
this object. That is more than this. Okay, boss.
Mhm. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So any name, for example, and Spring Boot application. And Spring Boot application, for example, day 21. Okay, for example, day 21. Like you already know how to create, right? Okay. Do I need to select anything? Do I need to select any? For example, I'm selecting Spring Data JDBC, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Boss. And you know, right? If we select Spring Data JDBC, we will get multiple modules. It's okay. Okay. Obviously, we will get multiple modules. Internally, it use the base starter also. It's okay. Everything is okay. But also we get a relevant starter, right? We get a relevant starter. For anything. Can you give me any example of relevant starter? Relevant starter when we get Spring Data JDBC? When we get Spring Data JDBC, any relevant starter, can you please tell me? like Hikari CP, right? Yes or no?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Leave this one. Okay, for example, Spring Data JDBC, like next finish. If you know how to create the project, then I think it's perfectly fine for us. Project is mainly creating structure, info, getting started, content. Okay, ignore this one. Okay, so this is our project, Spring P21. Perfectly everything is fine, right? Okay, I have no question about
Yes.
how to create, right? How to create the first application. Leave this one. So if you know how to create the project, right? How to create the project, okay, then it's actually fine, right? What is
Yes.
starter? What is effective form? Even non this one. Okay, now let me discuss some concept actually. From now, please focus. Okay, from now, please focus. Let me copy. Now, boss, please try to understand. Try to understand. So, Binoy, you already know, right? How many modules already you know?
Yeah. Web, GPA, security.
You can consider, right? You can consider also, especially you can consider whatever we are discussing. Actually, you can consider this is the prerequisite of Spring Data JP or JDBC. Actually, parallelly, we are learning multiple things. Don't worry. So please focus here, right? Please kindly focus here. Okay. So you already know,
Yes.
for example, we have database, right? Consider this is our database. Okay, this is our database. So what we want was what we want. And please tell me, we want to communicate with database, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Connection is required.
So already you know connection, right? For example, this is our database, right? This is our database. This is the database. Any kind of database, right? No issues, okay?
Mhm. Yeah.
It's quite common sense, right? It's quite common sense. We want to talk to this database, right? What we need was what we need if we want to communicate with database, what we need? We need one pipe, right?
Driver required.
Assistance.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Okay. Yeah. Driver. Yeah. Yes, sir. Driver.
Okay, we need
It's not
one
fine.
pipe, right? We need one pipe, right? Pipe means here connection of the
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Yes.
This will internally use the driver, but leave about this one, okay? Leave about this driver. We are not even internally getting. So it will use
Yes.
internally driver, but leave this one. Actually, we need one connection, right? We need one connection. Yes or no? For example,
Mhm.
consider you are the person, right? And I'm asking you one more question before starting everything. Do you think, okay, do you want me to explain Spring Data JDBC, Spring ORM, or deeply explain Spring Data JDBC, Spring Data JP? Which one?
Spring
Deeply
Data
explain
JPA, sir.
Sting data JPX.
So, okay, if you want me to explain Spring Data JPA in very, very detail, like you have like 4 to 5 years experience, you can consider more than this kind of experience. Like I okay, then I'm not explaining anything. Whatever I will discuss based on the Spring Data JDBA perspective, right? Based on the Spring Data
Mhm.
JDBA. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Consider you are the person, right? What is your name? Consider entity manager, right? Entity manager. What is boss?
Entity manager, yeah.
So you
Entity
are the
manager.
entity manager, right? So you want to connect. Okay. So one entity manager. Okay, boss. So I need one connection. You are the another person. I want to connect with entity database. You need another pipe, another connection, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Of
Another
course.
entity manager. Boss, again, I need.
Another part.
So creating connection is difficult process, right? I one kind of bullying process. So you can do one thing, another person, right? For example, consider this is the another person, okay? So he's approaching you, boss. Don't worry, right? I am here. Why you are here, boss? You no need to create the connection manually, right? You no need to connection manually. Just you will request me, okay? You will call me. You will remind me. If you call me, I will give you one connection. Okay, I will connect you and database with a file. Have you got my point?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
just call me. Call me how? Data source. Okay, how to call simply data source dot get connection. Okay, get connection. Call me, I will give you one connection, right? Okay, entity manager. Call me,
Yeah.
I will give you another connection. For anyone, entity manager or Hibern, whatever was any person. Okay, call me, I will give you one connection. Have you got my point?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So consider.
Data source dot get connection.
Sorry.
Data source dot get connection.
Consider this. What is the name of the person?
Entity manager.
Entity management.
Right. So he wants to connect with what? Database, right? So what is required?
Yeah,
Yeah.
database. Connection is required.
Or is there any kind of file here?
File required. Yeah. Sir, you file means application dot properties.
No, pipe. I mean not pipe, okay?
Pipe.
Pipe.
Okay, any confusion right now? Is nothing but consider one entity manager, right? One entity manager. So entity manager needs one pipe, right?
Mhm.
Okay, one pipe. Connect talk with database, right?
Yeah.
Right now consider there is a person, okay? There is a person or something like okay, thing. So right now consider there is a person, okay, or there is a name. Okay, what is the name? Data source, right?
Yeah.
Data source. This is actually our data source.
Source.
Okay. Data source. Okay, so data source provide what was? Data source provide the connection only, right?
Connection.
Mhm.
Consider, okay, this is the data source.
Winner.
Yeah. This is the data source. Data source provide the connection here, right? Data source provide the connection here, right? For example, let me click on connection. There is no defined. Let me click on file. That is not. There is a connection right now. Entity manager can talk to the database, right? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And also feel free to provide that database. Nothing more. So obviously, to get the connection from the data source, entity manager should ask to the data source, right? Yes or no? Should I repeat again? Should I repeat again? Who asks for
No,
the
sir.
connection?
Data sources provide the connection.
Yes, but entity manager asks for the connection, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Manager
To the
asks for the connection, right?
to the data source.
Obviously. Yeah. Asks for a connection to the data source, right? Data source, okay? Okay, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
And by the help of Hyper. Okay, Hyper. If you can keep in mind, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, no issues. Okay. So your entity manager asks for a connection to the process by the help of Hypernet, right? What will happen, boss? Yeah. Connection is attached, right? Connection is attached or not? Connection is attached, right? Connection is attached to the entity manager, right?
Yeah.
Let me write this point also. Connection is attached. Connection is
Attach.
okay. Connection is attached to entity manager,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Entity.
Yeah, got it.
So now entity manager can talk to the database, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Talk to the database. Nothing more. Have you got this point? Have you got this basic idea?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, got it.
Simply entity manager asks for a connection to data source by the help of Hypernet. Okay. In this way. So actually, what is data source here actually, right? What is data source? You can consider like what is most data source? It's okay. So data source is giving us most what? Data source is giving us what? Connection of connection, right? Connection type, right? Data source is providing what boss?
Connection.
Connection, right? So can I say this is the connection provider?
Yeah,
Yeah. Connection provider.
yes, sir.
Okay,
Provider.
connection. So if anyone asks you simply what is connection provider, was simply the data source, okay, right? More technically, consider when it okay, when data source is possible to provide connection, when it's possible, I mean, if data source contain the connection, right, contain the pipe, then only it's possible for, right, then only it's possible to provide the connection, right, to provide the pipe. That is what? Data source has multiple pipe, right? Data source has multiple pipe, yes or no?
Yeah.
Mm.
Have you got this point?
Mhm.
Consider this
Yeah,
is
yes, sir.
your data source, but this data source contain multiple connection object, right? One connection, another connection, another connection. Okay, like these are nothing but connection object. Okay, what are these?
Connection.
On. Connection.
Connection object. Okay, or simply the pipe. Okay. Simply we can consider this is nothing but a pipe. Any confusion to understand this point?
No, so
No.
So another way actually we can see this data source. Okay, this data source is the connection provider. Or consider this data source contain multiple connection object, right? This connection object can, I mean another condition. Data source is telling, hey entity manager, you need this pipe. Yes, boss, I need pipe. It's okay. I am giving you this pipe, right? After using, after completing your task, please return my okay, please return me my pipe, right? My connection. Have you got the point?
yeah.
So is it reusable or not?
Yes.
Have you
Yeah,
got the
yes, sir.
point? What does mean by reusable?
Yeah, yes.
Leave this connection object is reusable, right? Reusable. I have to use another color. Another reusable color. Okay. This connection actually
Connection
reusable.
object.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what it does mean by reusable? Okay, some spelling mistake, right?
One pipeline. Yeah.
And leave this one. Maybe I can it's
Yeah.
not editable, right? Okay, leave this one. I hope you know already, right?
Yeah.
These are actually reusable. Let me write for you is reusable object on the pipeline. Mean after completing the task, okay, after completing the persistence operations, the pipe will back to the data source, right? Pipe will back to the data source. Yes or no? So can I say this is something like your like swimming pool? In the swimming pool, Okay, so this data source contain pipe for multiple entity manager or only one entity manager. I'm asking you simple question.
Mhm.
First of all, are you getting my point?
Yes, sir. This data source is one entity manager or multiple entity manager.
I
This is
mean,
your question.
data source contain pipe for only one entity manager or multiple entity manager.
Multiple,
One, sir, one.
one, many object.
No, one,
For one person, you have multiple connection object, right?
one person,
For one entity
multiple
Sorry?
manager,
connection.
for one entity manager, how many connection is required? Only one, right?
Yes,
Only
sir.
one, yeah.
So do you think for one entity manager, this is the total data source object means there are multiple object, multiple pipe for only one entity manager? Do you
No,
think
no, no, sir.
that means what? For multiple entity manager only, right?
Mhm.
Array, you need the data source.
Yeah.
It should be. Please take, complete your task and return. Another entity manager. Hey, I need your pipe. Okay, boss, take this pipe, complete your task, means talk to the database, then return me, right? Return me the pipe. Why? So that
Yeah.
Okay.
another person key needs, right? Hey, I need, take this pipe, connect use, after, just give me, right? Then return. Have you got the point?
Return it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Consider a classroom. A classroom contains multiple chairs, right? For example, you have 500 students. Do you think for 500 students means in the separate batch, right? Do you think for 500 students, 500 chair is required or only 50 chair is enough?
No, 500 feet right.
You are teaching in multiple batches, right? In multiple time.
Yeah.
And consider your classroom, right? Consider your classroom. Okay. In that classroom, right? How many students will, okay, Joy, only 50 or multiple after your batch. Another new student will admit it, right? New student will come. Yes or no?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can manage, right? Using 50 chair, you can manage, you can handle 500 students, right?
Yeah, yeah, of
Not at
course.
the
Yeah.
same
Yes,
time, right?
got it.
But not at the same time. Obviously, in the separate time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I consider your hotel, right? In the hotel. So, how many people will visit this hotel per day? But how many chairs are available? How many tables are available? Does it mean they are unable to handle all the customer?
Got it.
Okay, just illogical. So, okay. So, at a time, okay, this one, not at a time. Okay. So, or consider something like your swimming pool, right? Swimming pool contain what water, right?
Mhm.
For one person or multiple person.
Multiple person.
Simply, you can use like this pool term here, right? Pool means what? Some container, right? Pool means what goes here? Some container, right?
Mhm.
So here pool means what? Just make it like this point of view. One technical term, what is the name, boss? Pool, right? What is the name?
Full connection.
Pool.
Full, yeah.
Pool means what? Collection, okay? Not connection, collections. Okay?
Yeah.
Collection of
Like
water.
collections of group. Okay, means group, nothing, or simply one container, right? Okay. Is it okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Boss, can I say this connection provider also connection pool
Sorry?
instead of connection providers?
Yeah, yeah. Connection providers.
Connection pool.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir.
Does it sound good?
Mm-hmm.
You know, is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, make connection. So here what does mean by pool, boss? The pool means connections of a container, right? So pool of connection, right? Pool of connection or simply connection pool, right? means here multiple combination of is involved. Have you got my point? Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Any
Hmm.
enough now?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, it is.
So what is actually our connection pole? Means mainly what? Mainly our
Connection.
data source object, right? Mainly what?
Yeah.
Data source object. Can you please tell me what is okay. Select all the thing. It's time again. I think public required. Yes. Public required. That's it. Okay, is it okay? Any confusion to understand this one?
No, sir.
Okay, so if this one what is actually our okay entity manager, right? Entity manager, and then what? Then what was? Actually, what is connection pool, right? Any confusion to understand this connection pool?
No.
Better think. Instead of doing, let me type just a moment. I think it takes time. Whatever, let me type. Everything let me type instead of doing. Perfectly fine. Perfectly discuss it. Okay. So I have this diagram is perfectly fine. Okay. So I have got this point. What is actually connection pool, right? What is connection pool or connection provider, right?
Yeah.
Connection provider, provider or data source, right? Data source. Mainly data source indicate the connection pool, right? Data source mainly indicate the connection. Main indicate what was? Data source mainly indicate the connection pool, right? Okay.
Mhm.
So what is actually data source? Now let me discuss technically, right? Programmatically, data source. Data source. What is data source? Vinay, do you have any idea about data source? What is it? Is it a class or abstract class?
Data
Class or
source
abstract
is a
class? Sorry,
interface or abstract class.
abstract class or interface?
Interface.
Yeah, obviously it is an interface. Just if you go, okay, consider simply type for example Control Shift G. Just type for example data source. Okay, just observe data source. Are you observing public interface data source?
Yeah, interface.
I mean practically, you are asking. Obviously, if we need to ask this question to me. Okay, so it is an interface, right? So let's start where we need an interface, right? Interface. Mainly from JDBC, right? Not from Spring, mainly for JDBC, right? Mainly from the JDBC interface like JavaX, ProtoSQL or Jakarta, right? Jakarta,
Yeah.
Jakarta.sql. Mainly from this package. If you go to this package, if you go above, I observing, I think it's the wrong package. Just a moment, Control Shift T, data source. Just a moment. from the Jakarta activation. Why from the package Jakarta activation? This should be from the SQL package. Just a moment. I will show you this one also. Or like
So go to the library. In library,
sorry.
like,
Let me check.
you need data source now.
Am I making any mistake? Just one moment. Data source. I have
JavaX.SQL package.
Java X.SQL, right?
Uh,
So something will be done. Just a moment. With this one. So it is coming from the wrong package, right? Just observe here, right? That's the source SQL, right? Are you observing?
Yeah.
yeah.
Observe the packages right now. Okay, perfectly fine. Java X SQL. Okay, is it okay? So from which package if anyone asking?
Java, yes.
JavaX. SQL.
Java X or Jakarta, right? Jakarta.SQL, right? Java X.SQL or Jakarta X.SQL, right?
Yeah.
So is it from Java, right? Or from the JDBC, right? JDBC means actually core Java, no, right? JDBC means your core Java. Core Java means Java Standard Edition. Not core Java, I mean Java Standard Edition, right? Java Standard Edition, Enterprise Edition, you know. JDBC is the part of Java Standard Edition. Already know in this one, okay? So if, okay, obviously, okay, it came from JDBC or mainly from the Java platform, right? So it will work across all the Java technology, right? Java persistence
Yeah.
technology, yes or no?
Yeah.
It's quite common sense, right? It is used across Java persistence. Okay. For example, like your consider like your environment, okay, environment, right? Yes or no? Like your Spring, I mean Spring Data JPA, right? Or Spring JDB, this in this module. So can I use this data source, right? Can I use this in Hibernate, in Spring Boot? Can I use this both?
Yes, sir.
So just observe, it's quite common sense. If I say we are creating object for data source, what is data source? Data source is interface or class.
Interface.
Data source is the interface.
Can I create object for this?
No.
Okay, we are creating object, right? We are creating object of interface, right? Object of data source means what? Means what? Means what?
Nancy.
We are creating object, okay, of the implementation class only now.
Yeah. Using implementation.
Core Java only, right?
Yes.
I repeat again. Person, any confusion?
Yeah.
Nothing more.
No.
Never we cannot create, right?
The interface object.
I mean the
create.
implementation class object, right? The implementation class object, okay. Just observe here, okay. We are creating an object of data source means what? We are creating object of the implementation class, right? Implementation class of the total, right? No need to write this part. So can you, okay, some, like for example, your Spring, right? Okay, your Spring, okay. Spring is providing the implementation class. The name is, can you please tell me what is the name? Driver manager data source. What is this boss?
Driver manager.
Driver manager data source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. To avoid spelling mistake, just a moment, we Control Shift T, right? Driver manager data source. Are you observing? Let me show this one also. Driver manager. Are you observing driver manager data source? And at the end, data source is available, right? The name is data source, driver manager data source. It extends this one, just observe. F3. It extends abstract data source F3. Extract data source, okay, implements the data source, right? That means what? Driver manager data source. Okay, implements the data source not directly or indirectly. Yes or no? So what is the one implementation class? Can you please tell me one implementation class? What is the name? Driver
manager data.
Driver manager data source.
Who is providing boss? Check the package name. Spring framework only the Spring itself providing, right? So can you please tell me one name, one implementation name?
Driver manager data source.
Driver manager. So this is provided by Spring. Okay, this is provided by Spring, right? This is provided by Spring. But there is a problem. What is
Spring,
the
yeah.
problem I am telling you? Go to, not just we can keep in mind this Spring, right? There are some other third-party company, right? Other third-party packages, right? They are providing what, boss? They are providing, can you please tell me they are providing what? They are implementing, they are
Uh,
providing the implementation of what? Implementation of data source, right?
Yeah.
Just, I think it will be fine. The diagram. This is the data source, right? This is the data source. This is one interface, right? I means interface. P for class, AC for abstract class. One be confused. Okay. So what is the class name here? What is the class name here?
data source. Class name.
Implementation class name. One implementation class name.
Driver manager data source.
Data source, yeah.
Driver manager data source, right? This driver manager data source. RTP find, right? Driver manager data source. If we can see, okay. In this one, driver manager data source. Can you tell me another some implementation? So this is provided by Spring, right? This is provided by Spring, right? So this is the class name only, right?
Yeah. Driver.
This is what? This is the class name only. Totally whatever I'm writing right now, this is the class name only, right? So this is the implementation. Okay. So let me write another class name. For example, another class name like Ikari data source. What is the name? What is the name?
Ikari data
Hikari. Third party.
The class name is Ikari
Hikari.
data source. Okay. Data source.
Sorry,
Provided by what?
third party.
So this is provided by your Ikari city, right? This is provided by Ikari city. Provided by what?
Ikari.
Hikari CPU.
It will be just observe. Let me type for example. What is the name was like Ikari data source, right? Yes or no?
Yeah, Hikari.
Next one. So are you observing the class name provided by the library? What is the library? Ikari CP library, right? Library name Ikari CP. Library name Ikari CP and refer to the Ikari data source, right? The class name is Ikari data source.
Yeah, so most of the users in Spring Boot Ikari CP.
Are you
I think
observing
Ikari CP is default, sir.
Ikari CP is the package name and Ikari data source is the class name. Like, are you observing Ikari data source? The class name is Ikari data source. Okay. The class name is Ikari data source. What is the class name? What is the class name?
Hikari
data source.
data source.
In this, simply I'm writing at words. For example, like Ikari data source for the modules. What class? So this class implementing was what? This class implementing the data source only, right? Any confusion?
All data source, yeah. No.
Okay. So first of all, just consider like driver manager data source, then what?
Hikari data source.
For example, just let me write some like 4 to 5 name. Okay, this is a little different from this one was I'm explaining. For example, like from JDBC, this is one provider or one jar file or library you can consider. Okay, JDBC pool class name, right? Class name. The class name itself may be data source. Just let me check. Are you observing? Package name org Apache Tomcat means it is from Apache Tomcat JDBC. Apache Tomcat JDBC. Pool Tomcat JDBC pool. Just observe Tomcat JDBC pool, right? What is the class
Yeah.
name? Data source.
Data
Data
source.
source.
Class name is same data source. Okay. So who is providing this one?
Tomcat.
Okay. DDBC pool, right? The class name data source, right? Yes or no?
Data source. Mhm.
Hmm.
May I repeat again?
No,
No,
sir.
no, sir.
Just remember this. You can remember then part of the file. That class name. Okay, that class name is data source, right? Yeah, that class name is data source, right? So this implements the data source interface. Should I repeat again?
No.
No.
Just observe another class name. That class name is basic data source. What? Basic data source. That class name itself basic data source, right?
Basic.
Basic data source. That's provided from
DBCP2.
Apache DBCP2. Are you observing Apache command? Apache DBCP2 or
Yeah.
Apache command DBCP2? Simply
Yeah.
Apache DBCP2. What is the class name? Basic data source, right?
Hmm.
Observe the package.
Established.
Apache command DBCP2, right? DBCP2, okay?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So DBCP2, right? For example, another class name, for example, your Apache DBCP2 is providing another class name. What is the class name? Basic data source only, right?
Hmm.
It is providing basic data source. Should I repeat again? Should I repeat again?
No, sir.
Have you got this point? Also, any confusion to understand?
Mhm. No, sir.
Okay, so this is the basic data source, right? Just last let me write down this one. First of all, Diabar manager data source, Hikari data source, basic data source, right? Even no need to memorize.
Hmm.
No need to memorize. Just if you can remember the like package name, okay, like Hikari CP, Tomcat DBC, Apache DBC, then it's perfectly fine. Even if you can't remember, then also there is no issues, right? Right. Why I am explaining just of the Oracle, for example, Oracle UCT. Okay. Okay, another jar file like okay, or vendor like Oracle UCP, right? Oracle UCP, are you observing? I didn't type. Oracle UCP connection port. Are you observing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
UCP.
How much time? Oracle UCP connection port. Class name. Let's wait. Are you observing the class name is okay? Standard, okay, standard implementation. Okay, what is the name? Full data source implementation.
Hmm.
I think it's not. This is
Java
provided by what?
UCP.
This is provided by what? First? Oracle UCP, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oracle UCP is providing one class completely and full data source implementation. Don't worry, don't worry. Don't need to even memorize. Just unwind it. Okay, full data source implementation. And just for the last time, and for finally, one more class. Okay, like C3P0. C3P0 is the jar file, right? C3P0 is the jar file, right? C3P0 connection, the connection, right? They are different vendor, right? What is the class
Hmm.
code? Class name. Even it is not required. I repeat it, it is not required. Okay. Why I am showing? So that you can find out or you can search like this. What is the class name, boss? Combo pool, the most common
Data
used, right? The
source.
most common used. Combo pool.
By default, Spring user.
Of the combo pool data source, right? So who is providing combo pool data source? C3PO, right?
CPO.
C3PO. Okay, now
Yeah.
is providing combo pool data source. Any confusion up to now?
No, sir.
No.
I think I'm explaining very simple way. Okay, I'm not writing any more class. Okay, any more what? Any more data source, right? Data source implementation process. If you require, if anyone asks you, I need this kind of data source, are you able to find out?
Yeah.
Let's take this one. Now we do not. Okay, we do one thing. Okay, so let me one class.
This is one abstract class and all these implementation classes.
Which one is the abstract class here?
Data source.
Data source.
Is data source is the abstract class?
Interface.
Yeah, interface.
Yeah, it's the interface and all are the implementation classes, right?
This is hierarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Giving
class
by different window.
interface both are same, right? Class and interface both are same. Only confused. Now, any confusion?
No.
Last one more. Okay. So where I can do. For first of all, you carry data source, right? Then data source, right?
Yeah.
One moment. Let me make some sequence, right? From the first day onwards. It will help you later, right? It will help you later. For example, let me write here basic data source here. And let me keep all data source. And let me keep everything is fine. Okay. So this is the interface, right? And all are the implementation classes, right? Implements. Okay, yes or no? Okay, boss? All the implementation classes, all of the implementation classes. There are some other implementation, okay? Other data source also, right? Okay. Okay. Just I think it will be perfectly fine if I use. Right? I use this. Okay, that means what? We have paired with the child, right? Nothing more than this one. This could be nothing. Their class name and interface name both are same, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
It is not good for you.
Last name. Surface name. Last name.
Okay, is it okay? I hope it's understandable, right? Okay, boss. They are implementing only,
Yeah.
They are implementing, right? In 3 minutes, something, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Any confusion? Any confusion?
No.
No, sir.
Driver manager data source is provided by what? Provided by which one, boss? Spring only, right? Spring, only, right? Yes or no?
Spring. Yes.
Use actually Spring provided by Spring. Okay. So eCarry data source is provided by which one, boss? Which share file? Or who is providing eCarry data source class?
Ikari. It's a
eCarry C1, right?
Ikari.
Which one?
Yeah. CP. Ikari CP. So
Okay, eCarry C2. Any confusion? Any confusion?
no.
You know,
No.
I'm keeping eCarry CP. Okay, in position 1, right? In position 1. Better I rearrange. Okay. The second, okay. In second position, I am keeping data source. It is provided by which one?
Will be Apache.
Sorry. Tomcat JDBC code, right? Tomcat JDBC. Okay, Tomcat JDBC pool is providing data source, right? This is the cloud floating database here, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basic data source. The class name is basic data source, right? Which, okay. Who is providing basic data source?
Apache.
Apache DBCP2, right? Apache DBCP2, right? We need DBCP2, okay?
Hmm.
Okay, boss. To understand any confusion, please tell me.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. No.
Full data source, right? Full data source is providing by which one? Oracle ECB, right?
Yeah.
Oracle.
Full, okay. Full data source is provided by C3 Pagem, right?
P0. C3 P0.
Using yes. Okay, any confusion? Any confusion? Tell
No,
me.
sir.
No, sir.
No, no. So first of all, Ikari data source, then Ikari CP, just Tomcat JDBC, Apache DBC,
And data source.
DBCP, Tomcat JDBC, and the end Oracle, and part number is DBCP2. Okay, DBCP2. Tomcat JDBC pool in the second position, right? Yes or no? Observe.
Yeah.
So these are all the class, right? These are all the class. These are all the class. How to create object? Can you please tell me how to create object? Tell me how to create object of the class.
At one.
How to create object?
Not for
Apply your code Java.
using new code.
Define. Simply. Okay, simply only na boss. Using which one? New only, right? Are you new?
Yeah.
You want to
New
create
keyword.
data source.
New keyword.
Create
Yeah.
data source, right?
Bean.
Yes or no?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You want to create
Yeah.
data source. Are a new data source, right? Package name, right? Package name. Yeah, you have to include. You want to create for basic data source, new basic data source, right? Are you want to create full data source,
Yeah.
full data source only, right? Yes or no? Like creating object, observe. What I written? We are creating an object of data source means what? We are creating object of the implementation class only, na?
Yeah.
Means what? We are creating
Yes, sir.
the what? Connection pool, right? We are creating the connection pool, right? Yes or no?
Correct, sir.
Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
Are you
Yeah.
observing how everything up to code Java, nothing related to stick. All the things are code Java, right? Yes or no? Tell me. For example, new.
Yes.
Tell me how to create for Ikari data source. New, then Ikari data source, right?
Ikari
Ikari
source.
CP. Ikari data source.
Ikari data source, right? It will create
Yeah.
the object and return the object. You can keep like DS, and you can use like data source, right? Data source. Can I use interface as the reference variable? Can I use?
Yeah.
Your
Yes. DS dot set. Yeah.
Carry it,
Carry.
right? Is it okay right now? Is it okay? Are you able to create object for Ikari data source?
Mm-hmm.
How
Yeah,
to
yes,
create
sir.
for full data
Yes.
source? How to create for full data source? Full data source, for example, DS. New full data source only na? How to create for combo pool data source?
Mm-hmm.
How to create for
Yeah.
driver manager?
Okay.
Driver manager, data source, right? DS equals to what?
Same.
Driver manager data source only
Source.
now.
Driver manager builders.
Any confusion both?
No, sorry.
No problem, right? If you are you don't like this, if there is no concept reduction, half an hour and fix it. Any confusion after now, can you please tell me?
No, sir.
Just tell me. Same. Just for you, if you got it. Fine. Any confusion to understand this course up to now? Any confusion? Can you please confirm me? Any confusion up to now?
No.
No, sir.
Okay, simply we
No.
can right, we can create the data source, right? Simply we can create the data source. But let me continue some part, right? So from dividing this is some problem. So but there is a some problem, right? You can ask one question, Hari. Already we have the driver manager data source. Then why we need why we need to use other data source, right? Yes or no? Spring is already providing data source, right? Data source implementation process. Then why we need to use the other one, right? Yes or no, boss? Is it a direct question or not?
Yeah.
Also,
Yes.
Hmm?
direct question.
Yeah.
So we can divide data source into the two kinds of data source, right? How many kinds of data source? Two kinds of data source. Okay. I mean two kinds of implementation. Implementation, right? Implementation based on their being, right? Based on two kind of data source, right? One is non-pool data source. Which one? Non-pool. Okay. Non-pool data source. Can you please tell me which one? Non-pool data source. And
Non-pool.
pool data source, right? My name is
Non-pool means direct sir, class dot for name connection dot driver manager dot get connection. This is non-pool.
sorry.
And non-pool means direct sir, class dot for name in old versions connection dot driver connection dot con dot driver manager dot get connection.
No.
This is
Okay.
non-pool.
Consider this is what? This is your you are thinking this is what? This is our data source, right? Yes or no? We are creating, for example, new driver manager data source, right? Driver manager data source. So this is the DS. DS is pointing here. We are considering this is the connection pool, right? We are considering what this is the
Connection pool.
connection pool.
Excel.
So how to get connection? How to get connection? Tell me. DS dot
Connection get connection.
let
Yeah.
this will get connection,
Get
right?
connection.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Consider. Like consider one example. I hope you will remember. Okay. Consider one person, right? Okay, one person. So he's telling, okay, he's telling, for example, there are some people, right? They want to highlight themselves, right? Yes or no?
Uh-huh.
See that you are in a danger, right? Or you need anything. So the person is telling, Arey, I'm already there. Why you are not asking me? So you are asking from A, boss. I need one pipe, right? I need one pipe. Okay. The person is telling, "Arey, don't worry, I will give you the pipe. I will give you the pipe." For example, this is okay. You are asking for the pipe. The man is telling, for example, this is the DS. DS is telling, "Don't worry, boss, I will give you pipe." So he is asking, okay, he got you one pipe. Another person is asking, okay, he is able to give the pipe, but the problem is he's taking the time. Okay, he is taking the time. Arey, why are you taking the time? Too much time. I asked you why I should wait. Okay, but right now you are searching why the person, why DS need too much time? Why DS need too much time to give us the connection pipe? Right now he's thinking, Ari, this is not the actual man, right? This is not the actual man. This man is bringing, this man is taking pipe from somewhere and is that mean the point? Not true. You didn't get right. You didn't get the analogy, right? No.
Yes, sir. Yes.
This is the data source. And this is one person, one person, one person. Okay. This all the person need the pipe, right?
Mhm.
So the person is taking array. If you need the pipe, don't worry. Just tell me, I will give you the pipe, right? I will give you the pipe. For example, if you need the oil, right? Okay, right now. Okay. So if you need the oil, right? I will give you the oil, right? Okay. For the first person, he provided the oil. Okay, everything is fine. Now the man is asking, okay, like something like in our country, the government is telling, okay, there is no lack of the oil, right? We have enough oil, we have enough reserve. But if you go any station, okay, I mean in pump oil, okay, in the factory, where I mean, what is it called? The place, okay,
Sorry.
they provide oil, right? Oil to breaker, okay. So okay, here you will find there is use line, right? There is use line. Actually, concept is like this way, okay. So leave this one. The man is telling, if you need oil, then please tell me. Okay, I will give you oil. But actually, this man has no oil, right? Has no oil, okay? He has no connection. Have you got my point? If you ask the person, hey, I need one connection. First of all, he will create the connection and he will give you the connection, right? Have you got my point? Another person, another entity manager is asking,
Yeah.
yes, give me one
So
connection.
that's
Array,
that's why many vendor.
this is, we are calling this
Yeah.
is non-code, means there is no code. The main is not containing, okay, the person, this data source says no connection, right? There is no code. If you ask,
Mhm.
he will create the connection for you and he will give the connection for you. So there is a performance issue or not? You got my point.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, there is a performance issue. You already have some ready-made connection and you have to create and you have to provide. Which one is the best performance? Obviously, right? So we are calling this kind of pull actually non-pull, right? Non-pull, non-pull connection, right? Have you got my point?
Yes.
Non-pull data source, non-pull. Okay. Just observe here. Pull means actually they have the connection, right? And non-pull means what? They don't have any connection, right?
Yes, yes.
Right. Repeat once more time. Or should I be got the point?
No, sir. Understand.
Yeah,
It does not maintain, okay.
it's not
It does not maintain what's
data
called
source.
any pool, right? Does not maintain any pool, right? Any pool of connection, okay?
Yeah.
Connection of pipe. Okay. If you ask, he will create a new pipe, new connection for you, and he will provide you, right? When
Mhm.
time also, if you request, hey, I need, okay. So for every request, right? For every request, it creates, right? It creates a new connection, right? Okay, boss. Is it okay?
Yes.
For every
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I see.
So what about this one pool data source? Actually, it really maintains, right? It maintains what? A connection pool, right? Maintains a what?
Connection put.
Sorry, what is your doubt?
No doubts.
Okay, this is just a moment. Like implement only. Okay. No friction. So actually, it maintains actually real what? Real connection code, right? Collection observed. Their collection term is actually, right? Connection. Connect. We need what? Connection only now.
Mhm.
It maintains a connection code actually, right? Is it okay? Have you got the point?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
I have people point. Maintains. Okay, let me write in better English. Maintains a what? You see, it doesn't maintain any code, right? So let me follow the above system. The above sentence maintains a code, right? Means here connection. Okay, means group. Nothing. Okay. Full of is it okay, boss? Any confusion right now? Can you please tell me?
No, so not clear.
Full data source. So do you think we can use non-full data source mainly for testing purpose, right? Testing purpose. But is it recommended in the production environment?
No, no, no.
So
First
full
one.
data source also you can say what connection code, right? Connection,
Mhm.
right? Full data source means talking about the connection code, right? Have you got the point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I hope there is no okay. So yeah, observe. Okay, I hope everything is fine. What does the full? So data source doesn't mean anyone ask you. Do you think data source means actually full or connection pool? I'm asking this question. Do you think data source means connection pool? Actually, data source doesn't mean connection pool.
No,
Okay,
data set.
data
No,
source
no. It is
implementation class
implementation.
is connection pool, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But
Yeah.
all implementation class is not the connection pool, right? Yes or no? Okay.
Yes.
For example,
Mhm.
your driver means which one? This is not the connection pool, right? Have you got the point, boss?
This is a
This is
no,
not the
no,
connection pool. This is
no, sir.
non-full data source. Observe, this is the problem. Driver manager data source. Just simply type driver manager. This is the official documentation, right? Just please check. You can read. Are you observing? Simple okay, observe public plus driver manager data source, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
This is the class.
Mhm.
Simple implementation. This is the implementation of what? JDBC data source, right? Are you observing? It is
Yes,
inter,
sir.
right? Okay. Please confirm me. So note this class is not an actual connection code, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Is it? Have you got the point, boss? Have you got the point?
Yes, yes.
So is it okay? You got the point? They are telling
This class.
the
Yeah.
official documentation are telling they are not what actual connection code, right? For example, can you give me any non-full data source example? What is the example? Why are you saying? So now you getting the
Yes.
point actually.
Driver manager
Driver manager,
data source.
right? Driver manager. It is not driver manager data source. It is not actual connection, right? It is not actual connection. It doesn't actually full connection, right? Have you got the point? But for testing purpose, you can work. Like for testing purpose, we can use. But this is not actual connection code. So it is not connection code. Will you use in the production environment? Tell me first.
No, no. No,
Will
sir.
you use? Obviously not.
It is
It is not the connection code, right?
for
But
testing purpose.
we think this is the connection code. Observe that driver manager is a class was originally designed alongside Apache Common Software. So just observe, instead exposing Hikari data source. Are you observing? They are telling about Hikari data
Yeah,
source.
model JDBC connection.
For modern JDBC connection pool, right? For connection pool, consider Hikari CP, right? Instead of
Mhm.
instead of instead of driver manager data source, consider Hikari CP. What is the class name? Hikari data source, right? Okay. So, any confusion, leave this one. So can you give me an example of non-pool data source? Driver manager data source, right? And what about the pool data source? All the above example, right? All the above example. Your Hikari data source.
The driver manager data source, it is not a connection pool, but it is a default.
But it is the implementation of data source. If you ask for connection, it will give you the connection, but it will create and it will give you, right? It doesn't store any connection, right? Your driver manager, okay, driver manager data source, right? It will create connection for you, right? It will create connection for you, right? For you. Okay. But
Okay.
doesn't contain any connection, right? Doesn't contain any connection. Okay.
Okay.
Connection. You got the point?
When we refresh, the connection is gone.
Sorry, when we refresh,
The connection is gone. Not contain means
what it will. When we refresh, what we refresh it for you?
driver manager data source. It contain the connection.
You ask. Okay, you say driver manager data source. This is one class, okay. Don't think about your driver or other JDBC concept, right? Consider this is the full class name, okay. Hey, driver manager data source. This is the class name, right? This is the single entity, right? Hey, give me one connection. It will give you one connection, right? It will create one connection for you and it will give you one connection, right? Another person is asking, hey, give me another connection. It will give you connection. But for Hikari CP, right? Non-full, okay, full data source. One example. What is the example name, boss? Can you please tell me? Hikari CP only, right?
Hikari CP. Yeah.
And
On
from Kate, okay,
CP.
from Kate JDBC pool, right? From
Cat.
JDBC pool. Apache, okay. Apache DBCP2, right? DBCP2, right? Yes or no?
Mhm.
Or Oracle MCP or C3 P0. If you ask, hey, Oracle MCP, hey, DCP, give me the connection. It will give you the connection from the pool, right? From the pool. This is your driver manager data source and this is your Hikari CP, right? If you ask, it will give you the connection. If you ask Hikari CP, it will give you the connection. But what is the difference? It doesn't contain any connection. It will create one connection for you and it will give you, right? But there is a already created connection.
Yeah.
So it will give you the connection. Have you got the point?
Yeah, I got it.
We know, is it okay? Does sound good? Does it good? Does sound good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is
Yes.
your driver manager data source, non-pool data source. And this is your pool data source of connection pool. Hey boss,
Yeah,
I need one connection. I need one connection. It's okay. Just wait some time. Let me create and let me give you. Okay. Another person is coming. Hey boss, I need connection. Don't worry. Boss. Just wait little bit. I'm giving you the connection. And just wait little bit. Creating the connection and give you the connection. Arey, you are taking too much time. Okay. You are taking too much time. I don't have too much time. The user is waiting. So ignore you. Here, Hikari CP, give me the connection. You are asking and he is giving the connection. No need to wait. Another person, give me the connection. He is giving the connection. Have you got the point?
Yeah.
Where performance is good?
Yes, sir.
In the pool data source or non-pool data source?
Full data source. Full data
Only
source.
the pool data source or non-pool data source. I hope right now you got the point, right? What is the difference actually, right?
Mhm.
Important concept actually for everywhere actually. Okay. For total JDBC total Spring Data JK module. This is the total basic. So I hope you remember everything in you watch the videos once more time also, right? Any confusion of not you, please confirm. Okay. So right now,
No, sir.
I hope I am not showing you how to create. Okay. But another point, can you please tell me, for example, how to create, like how to create any bean? They are the predefined class, right? They are the predefined class. Yes or no? For predefined class, how we are creating? Okay, how we are creating? Okay. How do we create? Okay, how do we create bean? Okay, bean Spring Bean, right? Like bean for predefined classes. Like this, tell me, using component annotation or using at the rate bean notation. Using at the rate bean notation only na,
Component.
bean method only na,
Yes.
Bean.
right? Can you open the class, for example, bean method, then not, for example, the rate bean, at the rate bean, right? At the rate bean, then what? Public. What is the return type? What is the return type? Data source only na? Get data source.
Yeah.
Get data source, for example. Now, can you create your class here? Can you create your class here? In how to create? New driver management, right? New driver management.
Data source.
Can I create like this way?
Returning the data source.
Let me show you. Okay. So this is our D21, right? Let me open the main. Is it the configuration class? Is it configuration class? Can I create bean here?
Yes.
No.
Public
No.
and method name, the return type,
The main.
data
No.
source, right? Okay. I get data source. Okay. Get data source. Get data source. For connection goal. Done. So we need to specify is at the rate bean only, right? At the rate bean, right? Yes or no? Now tell me any name. Do you want to specify any name? Connection pool. Can I write connection pool? CO and then pool. Any name, right? So tell me how to create for driver manager data source. Tell me driver manager.
Data source.
Driver manager data source. Are you observing? New driver manager data source only, right? Yes or no? Are you observing?
So, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Propose.
Yeah.
Right now,
Returning the
you
data
need to
source.
specify all the thing, right? What is the URL?
Username, password.
You want to connect with what? Database, right? You want connection from this database. You need to pass, right? You need to pass what? Your URL, right?
URL. Yeah. Username or pass.
Username, password. Then only it will create multiple connection for this database, right?
Yes.
Very
No.
in here I cannot edit, right? Then there is no chance, right?
No need to writing, sir.
Right? You are able to understand. We need to pass it to the right. Whenever we are getting data source, we need to pass everything, right? Expect counts. Otherwise, how is possible, right? Because doesn't know anything about your database. So tell me, ADS dot set URL, right? What is the URL for MySQL from dot?
Get URL.
JDBC, MySQL,
JDBC. colon MySQL //
If I lost
localhost
port number, na,
3
double
306.
we come to text. Okay, context. Okay. So this is the URL, right? Yes on the boss. Can you please confirm me? Why are you silent?
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me what I should set. Yes dot set. Username, right?
You are sorry, pass username. Yeah,
Okay, for example,
username.
is root. Your username. And yes dot set password, right?
Password.
Without
Yeah.
password, are you able to create? Right. Any confusion, boss? Can you please tell me? Can you please tell me?
No, sir.
And
No,
return
sir.
the password, right? No need to set the driver.
Returning the
No
data
need to set
source.
the driver. Like ds dot set driver,
Mhm.
right? Driver class name. What is the driver class name? Com dot mysql dot cj dot jdbc dot driver, right?
CJ.JDBC driver. Yeah.
But actually no need, right?
Driver class.
Okay. Is it okay?
Right. Mhm.
Any
Yeah,
confusion?
yeah.
Yes, sir.
So the return type,
No.
the return
No,
type is the parent. Can I use the parent as the return type? Parent interface.
Sorry?
Interface. Can I use as a return type?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah, DS, yes.
Okay. Now, for example, let me think here. This out. As is waiting, right? So this waiting. So I'm this application. This is what is the error?
Com.c MySQL.ca
Okay.
trial.
Can you please tell me what is the error?
Driver is
Driver is
driver is missing.
driver is missing, right?
Yeah.
This is the low level, right? So how to create right click? Then tell me right click to the project.
Spring add starter.
Okay, so
Spring add starter.
right click. Spring. Click here.
Add starter.
Are you getting my point actually?
Yeah, yeah.
For example, MySQL driver. If you want to connect with Oracle, Oracle driver, right? Next.
Mhm.
Convert XML. Select convert XML. Any confusion up to now?
Simply be adding the dependency. No. Yeah. Access denied.
Password. So there is an issue with password.
At the rate localhost. Root password is root, sir. I think. Username, password, root. And
So can you create post? Can you create?
MySQL.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
It is created. How we can check, like how we can take, simply we can check what like
Successful.
is it working or not. At the rate tutorial, right? At the rate tutorial, what we can pass in, for example, private passwords. Let me check. Possible. I think maybe we will get an error. Cyclic dependency. But let me check. Are you observing? Cyclic dependency, we are getting error. I mean, in this class, we are trying to create this object. At the same time, we are trying to access. So this is the problem. Let me use another one. Do you know about @ post construct method?
Post construct.
So here, what is the problem actually? A cyclic dependency. Just observe. Okay, this class depends on this class. Okay, cyclic dependency means you depend on me, but I am depends on you, right? This is the cyclic dependency. So this is the problem actually, right? We cannot use like this with this one. So hopefully you know about the post construct, right? What is post construct and the rate post construct? Can I use this concept here? Or better to use, let me introduce one new concept, right? Runner concept. Do you have any idea, especially women, about runner?
Yeah, application runner and
If you don't,
command line runner.
if you don't have, then tutorial is perfectly fine. This okay, it's totally perfectly fine. Don't worry, I will introduce. Simply let me create. Okay, don't worry about this. Simply one class. Okay, then any name, right? For example, test runner. First of all, don't worry about this class. Okay, this is totally new. Okay, if you don't know, don't worry. Obviously, I will explain. Okay. Then what? Implements what was? Any runner, right? For example,
Implements.
or command line runner, right? Command line runner. I repeat again. If you don't know, you don't know anything, don't worry, right? Okay, control D. So actually, what is the problem in this code? What is the problem? We are getting cyclic dependency, right? So leave this code, right? Control S. So simply let me auto here there. Okay, take the range. For example, private data source. Okay, data source like this. So we are telling here Spring container, please check your bucket, right? Please check your bucket and inject. So what is the way at the rate auto here only, right? Any confusion?
Yeah.
Especially maybe
No.
you know already you know about runner concept, but for all, just I'm telling you, runner is a one concept, right? Automatically this okay, automatically actually there are two types of runner. One is command line runner, another is application runner. Okay. In this class, there is a predefined method. This method name is run. Okay. So this run method will be called automatically by the Spring container, right? You no need to call. Have you got my point? Just some basic idea. I repeat again. I will discuss. I will introduce this concept. Firstly. So simply in this class, I am okay, I'm injecting, right? So now can I access this class? Whether are we successful or okay, successful or not? Can I check this one? How to check?
Yeah.
For example, sysout. Okay, sysout. Just class name is perfectly fine. Okay. Class name. How to check? For example, dbs.get class. Get class. Okay. Can I run? Control S. So what will be the class name? Can you please tell me? Okay. We are creating
Data source.
there are multiple connection pool, right? Multiple connection pool. For example, your EKRCP, driver manager, right? Data source, basic data source, old data source. So here we are creating object for driver manager data source, right? So we will get the class name is the driver manager data source, right? Including the package name. So leave about the package name. Data source. So here one object you need to make it as a component class and that is component, right? Okay, sorry for that. Let me run once more time. Run is Java application. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, data source created.
Just a moment. Are you observing class name? Okay. org Spring Framework. org Spring Framework. JDBC data source. Driver manager data source. Have you got the point?
Yeah, fully right.
Yeah.
Okay. Any confusion?
No, sir.
No.
I hope right now you are creating any kind of data source. If your company asks you, we want to use EKRCP data source. Okay, we want to use full data source. That if I create green method, then it is must be introduction. Analysis. Okay. So maybe you are asking, obviously, boss. Okay. Yeah. So just I'm answering the question. Okay. So obviously, for example, we are using bin method, right? We are using your bin method. So we can keep bin method inside only configuration class, right? Inside only configuration class. Okay. Inside only configuration class. So class should be what? Class should be configuration class, right? Okay, this is a stereotype annotation. But this is our Spring Boot concept. This Spring Boot application is a annotation, okay? It's a annotation. This is the combination of three annotation. Just observe. Okay, this is the combination of three annotation. So can you please tell me what is the name? One annotation name is configuration. Just observe. Today I also revise like configuration. Okay, so by default, this class is the configuration class, right? So we no need to define configuration, right? We don't need to define here configuration, right? Why? Because this class is by default configuration class inside the Spring Boot application. This is the annotation. This annotation has this configuration. Okay, so no need to define here. I hope I'm able to answer your question. Okay, take this one. Okay, so have you got this point? Have you got this point, boss? How to create the data source?
Yeah.
Okay, how to create the data source. Now tell me, if anyone asks you to create any kind of data source, do you need to memorize anything? Do you need to memorize anything?
No.
No.
Was to explain this line. Okay, so that you have that confidence. You don't need to keep in mind or memorize any single line, right? You have the super confidence for this purpose. I explained too much time. If you watch anyone or if you watch any YouTube videos, even they didn't explain like this way. Why they didn't explain? Even it is not required. I repeat again. In very rare cases, in very advanced cases, for example, if you have multiple databases, I am repeating again, one database. Consider one bank database, another bank database. Okay. So sometimes there needs a connection, right? For example, this is the owner. Or you consider you have two databases, right? In one database, you want to keep something, in another database, you want to keep something, right? So from the same application, you need to connect with two databases, right? Mainly at this time, at this advanced concept, at this time, this is required. Otherwise, it is not required. So you will see people are not explaining this concept. Okay. But I want to give you the inner feeling for this purpose I'm explaining. Leave this one, by the way. If you have any kind of question, you can ask at this moment. Simply driver manager. Okay. This is the connection pool. Okay. I'm asking you another question. Is it the connection pool? Is it the connection pool? In this, is it the connection pool? No, it is not a connection pool, right? We know there are two kinds of data source, right? One is pool data source, another is what? Non-pool data source, right? Non-pool data source
Yeah.
and pool data source. One example of non-pool data source is what? Driver manager data source, right? Okay, I think
Data
I don't
source,
need
yeah.
to repeat once more time, right? Maybe I someone maybe try. Sure. Okay. If you want more idea about this one, I recommend you watch the recorded video. Leave this one. Okay. So, okay, now for the last time, I'm getting another wheel. Just right now, you will tell me. Okay, let me comment. You will tell me, and I will create. Okay. Tell me, for example, public, any. Okay, the return type is data source, right? Can I use parent as a return type? Obviously, yes. Okay. Any name,
Yes.
for example, get connection pool, right? Get connection pool. Because we want the connection pool, for example, right now, return none. Now tell me. So this should be the bin. Either if we want to use any name, it's perfectly fine. Otherwise, it is not required. So now tell me, we want eCRCP, right? We want eCRCP, and in 95% cases, we can use eCRCP, right? So can you please tell me, eCRCP is the jar file, right? eCRCP is the jar file. And what is the class name? eCarry data source, right? Can I boss? eCarry data source. Now can you please tell me
Hikari data
Yeah.
source.
connection pool? How to create this connection pool, Nilu? eCarry data source, right? eCarry data source. Are you observing? Control 1. Control 1. Okay, assignment DS. Can I set this
Running data source.
URL? Set JDBC URL, okay?
Yeah.
What is the URL in my case? Okay, JDBC MySQL, okay? Localhost. Port number 3306, right? In the logical way. Any confusion?
No.
URL, JDBC, URL, sir. Only URL.
And JDBC URL, right? Okay. So now tell me how to set the password. Obviously, we need to set the username or password, right? Yes or no? Set password, right? Or first of all, username. There is no issue. The username is root, right? In my case. And what should be the password? Just dot set password, right? Any confusion?
Yes. No,
Okay.
sir.
So return this connection code, right? Right now, this is the connection. This is the connection.
DS.
Like get connection with another class. So why? Okay, maybe you are asking. Okay. But Binoy, don't explain like this. There is a huge concept, right? Okay. For the first time, how I explain. Okay, this is not so easy. Okay. Next moment.
Mhm.
So what we are doing actually, wherever need, just call me, right? Because we are actually mainly, and you are asking newly joined up. So just 1 minute, let me read your question once more time. Can I create get connection method in another class? Answer is no, right? Directly you cannot call. Why? Because we are discussing everything in the perspective of Spring Data JPL. Why you cannot create? As you asked me, so let me explain something just for you. I repeat again, especially for others, if you can understand, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. First of all, what will happen? First of all, data source object will be created, okay? Then what will happen? Then entity manager
Sir,
factory
sir,
object.
this is a
Tell me,
this is a data source configuration now. Data source मतलब configuration or getting the connection.
just a 1 minute, just 1 minute. Let me answer his question, right? I'm answering. First of all, what will happen, boss? First of all, your data source object will be created. You need to inject your data source object into another class. What is the class name? Data source, okay. Data source, okay. For oh no, this is data source, okay. Okay, this is man, transaction management builder is the another class. Okay. Data source factory builder. Another class, another predefined class, data source factory builder. Let me show you this class, just a moment. Control Shift T, but it is not required, right? Data source factory, okay? Okay, factory.
Mhm.
For example, are you observing one class, for example, like data source factory or another class entity manager,
Factory, yeah.
factory,
Entity
right?
manager, data source factory.
So just observe another class, another predefined class, entity manager factory builder, right? So first of all, data
Yeah.
source, then entity manager factory builder. Okay. Then local container entity management, okay, local container entity. Just let me start, for example, local container, right? Container entity manager factory will another class, right? Are you observing? Then entity manager factory. Then you will get your what? Then you will get your entity manager factory. Then you will get your entity manager. Then you will get your get connection, right? So there are multiple steps. Right now, you cannot call directly. Okay. If you want to call manually, you have to follow all the steps. Have you got my point? So leave this one. Okay. I'll try to explain this one. Ignore this question. Ignore this question at this time. Okay. You cannot call directly. If connect call directly, you cannot call, right? I hope I'm able to answer your doubt. But please ignore. Maybe you are asking from JDBC, some JDBC related question. Okay. Leave this one, must leave this one. So have you got this point up to now? Any confusion for some beginner? How to create? How to
No,
create
sir.
any kind of data source? How to create any kind of code? How to create any kind of code? Okay. But just here, for example,
Yes, yes.
just for example, simply return yes. Okay, simply return yes. Just let me check this one also. Is it working or not? So at this time, we will get class as a what? Hikari CP, right? Run as Java application. Just let me run. Okay, just let me run. Where is my console? no such localhost. Why you are not telling the spelling mistake? What's local? Okay. Control C, Control V, right? Control V, Control V. Yes. Let me run again. So you have no attention, right? You have no attention. Let this one. Just observe. Up to now. So okay, yes. Okay, are you observing? We are getting class name is a Comdot, Jexart, Ikari data source site, including package name. Okay. Is it okay, boss? Is it okay? So can you practice up to now? Can you create manually? Can you create manually? But is it not required? In 90% cases, it is not required to create as manually, right? It is not required to create as manually, right? But can you
Yeah,
practice? It is not required. That doesn't mean you can skip, right? So can you please practice up to now all the things? Can you please boss practice?
Yeah.
Can you create
Yeah,
object
yes.
for other data source? Okay.
sir, you said we cannot configure manually this. Okay.
Mhm.
So we are using the properties file now.
We are using properties file. So actually, I mean, we are using actually properties file. So we no need to configure like this way, right? Spring Boot will
Yeah.
configure automatically. So what is my actually attention? Can you remember I skipped the concept? I didn't explain you what is auto configuration. I didn't explain you what is auto configuration, and I told you if I explain 2 hours to 3 hours, even it is quite difficult for me to make you realize, to make you feel, right? To give you inner feeling is quite difficult. So I skipped this discussion, and I want to show you how Spring works internally, right? For this purpose, I'm explaining, right? This is one important thing. Another important thing, if you want to configure manually, another reason why I am discussing, if you want to communicate with multiple database, for example, for Oracle database, one data source, for MySQL, one database, right? At this time, compulsory, manually, you need to create the database. So I have multiple reasons for this purpose. I'm explaining this concept, but right now, leave everything. Why I'm explaining, you shouldn't ask me this thing, right? But you should practice. Whatever I discuss, you should practice, right? If you have any kind of reaction, I will take care, right? But you should practice. If you don't practice and if it works, I didn't get anything, I can't do anything more for you, right? If you have any kind of reaction, you can ask.
Yes.
And whatever I discussed previously, first of all, what will happen? First of all, we are creating data source. Then we are creating, okay, entity manager, okay, entity factory manager builder, right? Okay, whatever the class name is this one. Then local container entity factory bean, then some entity manager factory. Then we will get entity manager. Then we can get, okay, transaction or gateway. So this is some lengthy concept. Okay, all the things I will show you if I get time. Don't worry. But up to now, kindly practice. Okay, let me stop. If you have any kind of question, you can ask.
Okay.
Stop there. And please, you will watch the videos once more time. You will practice. I hope I will upload. Okay, before next day. I hope. Okay, thank you.